Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy whatever it is you're celebrating. I know that Bill is not going to celebrate anything this Christmas because welcome to our first annual Pork and Knuckles Christmas, which I have entitled The 12 Days of CRAPMAS. And this means every second day in December 2021, I'm going to submerge his consciousness in one of the most terrible movies that has ever graced the screen. I have compiled a list with 12 unwatchable pieces of garbage, and I made him watch it. Be prepared, be on the lookout. This is going to be awful. So, Bill, are you looking forward to this?
Yes, absolutely. It'll be a great adventure.
You were supposed to say no! See you guys in 2 days for the first video, where we'll be looking at a movie I will not yet reveal, but believe me, it's considered one of the worst ones ever made.
Take care, I hope.
You will need to take great care.
He wants me to sing, but I refuse. Apparently, on the first day of Christmas...
CRAPMAS! It's CRAPMAS! Haven't you read the cue card that I have put up for you?
Porky gave to me...
And then I would say, like, totally excited, it's a ho-ho horrible movie! Santa Claus conquers the Martians! This is one of the big guns. This is one of the most awful movies of all time. Deemed so by the Satellite of Love, by the crew of Mystery Science Theater 3000, a film that is in the public domain for quite a long time, and therefore you can find it on the internet on archive.org, presumably. You can find it on many very cheap public domain DVDs, but Horizon made a brilliant Blu-ray out of this from a 60mm print they found. It's highly recommended because this film was a blast to
They
watch.
have children with green painted faces
Yes!
as Martians.
Yes, they have!
Not-
And they have
not
little
only that,
antennas!
yeah, There's a man in a bear suit.
Yes! Yes!
Like, you can see it's a man.
Yes!
He's walking like a man and going like this.
Yes!
There is wind inside a cave.
Yes!
And random robot running around picking up children. And
Yes!
they kidnapped Santa and 2 children. And I just think...
No, they didn't kidnap the children. The children were in there by accident. The story, just to explain it, is that the people from Mars, they see how happy people are in the joyous time of Christmas, you know, the time of the year with the highest suicide rate, and that decide that, oh my God, Santa brings the children so much joy. He will definitely bring so much joy to our Martian children when we kidnap him and force him to do so. So this is the entire plan. These green-painted marshmallow Martians with their skin-tight green clothes. This is awesome. Latex stuff. They kidnap Santa Claus, but of course the 2 children, they smuggle themselves
Santa
on
gives a
the
lesson on
spaceship.
technology when his so-called factory, which only produces 5 toys.
This is going to be a crap Christmas. I don't want to get the same toy as this dude. That's like a
he
Kinder
says when
Surprise egg.
technology doesn't work, sometimes humans are better at making toys. And I was just like, there are kids with green painted faces.
Yes.
This movie helped me write my university essay. That's how boring it was. I put it on and I said, I can't handle this, and I started writing my university work. That's all there is to say about this.
You know what I love the most about this film? Most of the actors are Broadway actors, especially the Santa Claus guy, which is always why he talks in such a theatrical way. But you have to
Santa
know,
talks
this
in the theatre.
this film is the first documented appearance of Mrs. Santa. Before this film, in I think 1964, no other film has shown Mrs. Santa on screen. It's also Pia Sadora's first theatrical appearance, and I love Pia Sadora only for appearing and singing in the film Voyage of the Rock Aliens, which is one of my all-time favorite films. And this film,
I've run out of things to say on this.
I just love it so much. It's so bad. It is the exact same kind of hilariously awful, where I have seen loads of trash movies over the years. I thought I've seen it all, but then comes the guy in the bear suit doing this.
This is a good movie to show your kids so they don't watch TV ever again.
You know,
I don't know what else to say. I don't know why he's so enthusiastic.
I love it. I love it. 4 stars. Minimum.
Right. See you in 2 days.
See you in 2 days.
Take
because
care.
I can still
Enough.
tell you this is
enough.
one of the better ones that we're going to watch.
See you in 2 days. Take care. Since my singing performance did not go well 2 days ago,
There was no
he
singing
insists
performance.
that I sing, but I'm still gonna stay
We
steadfast.
still have 11 more movies to get him to sing.
On the second day of Christmas,
CRAPMAS!
the 4th day of Christmas and the 2nd day of CRAPMAS, he made me watch, Porky made me watch
Manos! The Hands of Fate! Seriously, you can't go bad movie without Manos. This is it, the infamous film that the MST3K crew said, okay, this is the worst thing that ever existed.
This is worse than Santa. I'm not joking. This is horrendous.
But do you know that we have an Oscar winner to thank for this film?
Why do you want to thank somebody for this film?
This is actually true, because the entire film was based on a very strange idea. There was this screenwriter named Sterling Siliphant who earned an Oscar for a screenplay he wrote, and he was on the pass-through, and he just got to a fertilizer salesman or insurance salesman and said, I bet you cannot make a movie for $1,000. And Harold P. Warren said,
I bet I can.
I bet I can. So he got some 12 people completely inexperienced in filmmaking ever again. He got a crap camera that could only record 32 seconds of footage at a time, which is why many of the shots are so long and drawn out. But the best thing is, out of the 12 people no, not the best thing, a really sad thing about this film is, out of the 12 people who worked on it, 4 committed suicide shortly after the film was made. One of them was a girl who was said to do the main role in the film, but she broke her leg only a few days into production, and rumor has it that she broke it on purpose in order to get out of doing any more of this crap film. Another one of the actors, which I actually really like, the guy who played basically the Igor.
So every time he walks, some weird music comes on.
Yes. Why? But the thing is, he always says his lines in a very specific way, which I don't know whether it was
like
him.
a pirate. I think he was really taking the mick. I think this movie was a joke. This was made as a joke. It must have been made as a joke.
No, the problem is, I don't know whether this was his idea of, I am acting, or whether it was literally just the LSD kicking in. This guy was on LSD the entire freaking time.
I mean, you can be on any drugs, can't make this better. We can be on no drugs and can't make this better. It's the worst vampire scene. The guy has like hand like finger paints. Get a 4-year-old child in a kindergarten, paint their hand with red paint and just scrub it on a cloak. That's what this looked like. This was
atrocious.
I mean, there was a shot of a random snake. Just a shot of a snake. Like, had nothing to do with the movie. It's just there.
You know what? How do you cut costs when you only have it was $19,000 in the end, to make the film? Right, you don't pay anyone, just like I do with you. So there were only two people in this film who got paid. The first one was the kid, Jackie Newman-Jones. She got a bicycle for appearing in the film, and the second one was the dog who got dog food. Right. And I think it was the director's dog to begin with, so of course he fed him. And the production was so troubled that after the film, the director was hit in the face by a woman with a purse because she felt so appalled by the ending of the film. Yeah, like, that's the biggest problem this film has. It is amazing how bad this is. I mean, I love the black... You know that the director kept the black robe with the red hand on it and wore it as a Halloween costume. Maybe not getting candy, but getting candy thrown at him for, you have the worst Halloween costume
ever. It's a Halloween costume. Again, this is
bad.
The second movie of CRAPMAS that also helped me through my university essay. It was so boring. My God, the scene... Maybe there were 10 scenes in the whole film. It was on a loop. I cannot believe, like, the first 40 minutes or so was like, couple... Police stop, couple, police stop.
Yes.
It was on a loop. Horrendous.
The best thing is
worse than you as editors.
The director, yes, the director had so little plan on what to do with this film that he always kept saying, "We'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post. Post-production magic will do its trick," thinking that this film was gonna have one big loop of post-production. In the end, the entire editing for this film took 3 to 4 hours, and then the crap fest was completed.
I think we should stop talking about this.
Can you
for 3 to 4
imagine
hours.
cutting a 70-minute film in 3 hours? This is like, yeah, okay, this is what comes out of this. This is garbage. I have to agree with you on this one. This is not fun to watch. This is not entertaining. This has no
but it's good
comedic
motivation
value.
to do some university work.
Yes.
I'm not joking. All university students, watch it when you are bored and you're like trying to find ways not to do work. Procrastinating is the term. Do it. This is the end.
Yeah.
Enough said. Take care.
Take care. Okay, camera's rolling. You only have 10 more introductions before you will finally succumb to my wishes of singing, so do your whatever.
The 3rd day of CRAPMAS, the 6th day of Christmas. Porky made me watch
The Velocipastor!
I still don't know to this day why he's so excited about these things. This movie is like... So the best part of the movie was when the sex worker went to her manager, let's call it politically correct,
Yes.
and said, "You are a merman because you are swimming in the word female dogs." I was just like, right, what's going on here? Then desperation started getting bad and bad. So there was like a pastor. He put some weird eyes because he got a vision, got cut by in a Chinese woods, being chased by Chinese people, and then
For reasons.
eyes went green. He turns into a dinosaur when he gets angry. The Chinese mafia got involved. Who else got involved? Some weird magic guy starts ringing the church bells. I was just like, right, they really needed to add characters in. So I don't know whether it was just a random hat that they had in there, and it was a bet, thinking, ooh,
What are we going to shoot today? Oh,
and
great!
which character should we pull out? And here we go. Now, the army also got involved, so like, okay, fine. I'm surprised Donald Trump did not get involved in this. I'm sure he
That
would have
sounds
done it.
like exactly the movie he
He would have done it.
But seriously, The Velocipastor is based on a 2010 Grindhouse trailer made by the same director, which was a film school project, and then went viral on the internet, and then he decided to turn it into a film. And what I found interesting is that this is honestly a crap film, and I thought that someone filmed this with their cell phone, but this was actually shot on 16mm pristine film, and what they did to get this awful look of the film was they baked it at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes in the oven. And then the film was manually dragged by the director over his carpentry to get these stains and these disgusting looks. This is what the IMDb says. Seriously, when I watched the film, I thought, okay, this is like a digital camera flick that was just has a radioactive overlay and then the grindhouse filter on top of it. But if this is true, then this is real cool effort. The film costs
what,
around $35,000 to $45,000.
Well, yeah,
the same as one Gremlin puppet.
But however, they were very cheap on the tea, because when the Chinese man invited the pastor's senior for a meeting, instead of giving hot tea from a hot teapot, he gave water. So I was just like, and the most absurd part is the father was just getting laid. It's just like, fathers are not supposed to do this. They have celibacy. They've sworn. But no.
Yeah, but didn't they also have to swear in, I will never turn into a radioactive man-killing dinosaur?
I
have to say two more scenes of this film that I love the most. The first scene of the film, this was the one that caught me, when his parents get murdered in front of the church, and they die off screen because, of course, they couldn't afford an exploding car. So then he looks in shock, and then on the screen, it just says VFX burning car. This was when I watched this movie while on the stepper, and I almost fell off because I had to laugh so much. And then, of course,
It's a shame he didn't fall off. The fight
scenes with him in this cheap-ass $5 dinosaur suit. These are top of the hill entertaining. Whenever the dinosaur is on screen, whenever there is action, this is pristine trash grindhouse quality. I love the blood fountains. I'm going to put this
in the category of,
I love the head ripping off things.
Not watching while you're doing university work, but watching instead of watching Sex and the City. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, that is better than Sex and the City.
And
That's better than most of HBO's programs.
I'll see you in 2 days.
Yes.
Take care.
But watch it. It's cool.
Take care.
Alrighty then. Are you ready to do your big opening for this video now? Please.
On the 4th day of CRAPMAS and the 8th day of Christmas, Pokey made me watch
Birdemic! Shock and terror! And God, is this a shockingly terrible movie?
I mean, there's a lot of shock, because if you remember Atari, the old school video game where you had shoot the duck, literally the eagles in that movie look exactly like that, and every time they shoot the eagle, it is exactly the duck exploding, and you're just like, why is this there? It got to even a point where, okay, they're having a birdemic. Ha.
I like it.
So when they go into an abandoned shop getting supplies, the woman in the movie has time to stand and read the region of the champagne bottle while birds are attacking them. I'm like,
yeah, but the birds weren't really there. They were edited in with
I'm
CGI.
like, what is going on here? It's just like, again, I have to question, was this a dare made from one director to the other who can make the worst one? Or was this a dare made, was this actually a rebellious act against the production house?
No.
I'm not sure, because this is not a parody, this is not a funny movie. This is, I will honestly tell you, go outside and just watch grass grow for a whole day. Time better spent.
Shall I tell you what this film is? This is a deadpan, totally serious, environmentally messaged film by an activist named James Nguyen, who spent 4 years making this movie. And since he didn't have the money for a full crew, cast and crew, cast members had to do other things. But he then made up names for the credits so that it looks more professional with more people involved. And if you look at the website imaginepeace.com, which is plugged throughout this entire film, this is the website of Yoko Ono. This is a real environmental message film that wants to shoehorn in this save the planet crap. But the thing is, we don't save the planet, we have to save us, because the planet will outlive us. But the thing is, what I like about this film, I saw it. The first time I saw it in some YouTube review, and I only saw the scene of these crap CGI birds flying and people with coat hangers trying to hit them, and this was so goddamn hilarious. And then a random shot of some car keys like doing this, and then they hit the birds again. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
but I tell you,
I don't know,
words.
But this is in the category of put it on while you want to do some uni work.
Yes.
This is in that category.
I don't find the information on the Blu-ray,
the
but
dialogue is
think
broken. There is no chemistry between actors. There is no chemistry. There's no science involved in this.
There's nothing.
The poster is better than the movie, and that's pretty much says everything that has to be said about this.
The film
movie. That's
is
it.
actually close to 2 hours in length, and this is its biggest problem, because it was only produced with a budget of $10,000. He spent more on marketing the film than on actually making it, and he even used an interesting trick exactly to get distributors to buy it. He put banners, fake blood and fake birds all over his van at the Sundance Film Festival to advertise the film, and this caught the attention of Severine Films, who then picked it up. But the fun thing is, on this van, he could not even spell the name of the movie right, because on the van it read Bidremic instead of Birdemic. No, this is a crap film. It's a bore fest.
I think we've said enough on
this. It's a bore fest. Only fast forward to the funny scenes with the birds. The rest is
take care.
Garbage.
See you in 2 days. Take care.
Will you please do us the honors?
On the 5th day of CRAPMAS and the 10th day of Christmas, Pokey made me watch an Arnie movie.
Yes, and one of the best ones there is.
This really is.
It is Hercules in New York, and I love it to bits. This movie is
the
amazing.
Epiphany of Arnie.
Yes.
I mean, we all know Arnie as the bodybuilder. At any second that he got, he took his top off.
Yes.
It was amazing. It was like, wow, this is brilliant. The storyline fits his character, actually. The son of a god, a demigod, Hercules, sent in New York, goes into a fight. No, into a bodybuilding challenge, loses, gets some insider bettors against him, and then God comes and saves him. His father comes and saves him.
The father that beforehand said, "You need to go!"
I'm not sure about the storyline, I'm gonna be honest, but
why? It's one of the highest regarded films of all time.
There needs to be a storyline for this when it's Arnie, because you know what you're getting. It's just a classic movie, and women will love it. Arnie's ripped in this, like properly ripped, and his shirt is just off all of the time.
This was even the first movie that Arnie did.
Ever?
Ever. It's his film
No
debut.
wonder why.
And he got the film because
That was his big break.
actually his agent said that he had years of stage experience, and the producer of the film thought, oh, he's a theater actor from the theater stage. No, they meant the bodybuilding stage, and they were kind of surprised. And because the name Schwarzenegger is still very hard to pronounce for Americans, he was cast as Arnold Strong, Mr. Universe. He's credited as this, but in the original release for the film, you couldn't even hear Arnie, because what you have to imagine is that behind the camera, they always had cue cards written in phonetic language, so that Arnie, who couldn't really speak a lot of English at the time, could actually say his words, which leads to some exchanges as classic as, "What is the name of that imitator? Who gave him permission to pretend to be Hercules?" Which is a freaking amazing.
I think this is actually a good movie. I would very much recommend it. It's a light-hearted movie, perfect for the 10th day of Christmas, where you have your in-laws around. This is the perfect movie to have your in-laws around with. And just say, oh, let's have a movie night. Get them involved with this, leave. That's it.
But what I find the most interesting is, of course, for the original American release, they had the whole movie dubbed. So Arnold's voice does not appear in the original version of the film.
I did like
and
his
it
accent in that.
It wasn't until 2002 that the original audio for this film has surfaced and has then been released on DVD and Blu-ray until now. But the thing is, when you watch this dub with the original audio with Arnold's voice in it, you can see that this version never went through any post-production, because when you hear the background noises, they always cut in and out. The audio levels still vary to great lengths, so this was never properly finished in this version, but I think this is what gives it this exclusive trashy charm, this feel, this what I love about it.
The final statement. Arnie's topless. Arnie's first big break.
Arnie fights a bear, well, a man in a bear costume.
Yeah. And
this is the second man in a bear costume that we have in this segment.
I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you in 2 days.
Yes, this movie is brilliant. It's one of my all-time
favorites. It's actually quite good.
I love it. It's so funny. Go watch it.
Take care.
Arnie regrets being in this, actually. Just say it like this, because this is very funny.
On the 6th day of CRAPMAS and the 12th day of Christmas, I can't actually remember the movie. I have some notes, but I can't remember it. Like, what is this movie? What? Go on. What is this?
I will tell you. It's called American Commando 5 Fury in Red, aka Crackdown Mission in Germany, and I need to give you the full plot for this movie, because this is a movie made by Godfrey Ho for the IFD studio, and it is one of these cut-and-paste cinema things like Robo Vampire, where they just took a Taiwanese film and just spliced in a little bit of footage. And the fun part is that this Taiwanese film is called Girl with a Gun from 1982, which is a remake of Abel Ferrara's rape and revenge film Mrs. 45. And then IFD made a story around this, starring Pierre Kirby as a detective police guy following, and now please take a pen and paper and write this down, a cult of Satanist psychologists who mentally put themselves in a ritual inside this woman's head to make her kill people that they want killed. And then the movie switches to the original footage where she kills her rapists, but in this movie they are people that a cult of satanic psychologists once killed. So when you say you don't follow this plot, I think this plot is unfollowable.
Well, there's a shooting crossbow, that's what I remember.
Yeah, there are ninjas! There are ninjas in this film!
Why? There's this movie is a complete mind blank. It's a great movie again to put on when the in-laws are around.
Yeah, with all the sex and the violence
just
and the
put
rapes
it on and just
and the
leave
satanic
it. That's
rituals.
it. Just leave it. Then
If you want to get rid of your in-laws,
let
do
them
this
deal with
movie.
it. Look, actually, this 12 list we're gonna do. Put about 4 of these on every time the in-laws come in, so they will know you've established a trend.
Yes.
And I think this is this. Or put it on when you're about to have an argument with your wife. I don't know what else to say, or give any
Watch a
reason to
great
watch
movie.
this.
No, but
This is
what,
not a good movie.
the thing that I have stuck in my head is not that it's a cult of satanic psychologists, and I cannot say that often enough. They paint their face blue, like kind of warrior smurfs when they do this. This is so absurd. I have never...
It's
I
worse
love,
than the kids painted green in the Santa movie.
I love
Really.
the IFD cut and paste cinema style things, but out of all of these, this, I think, is the magnum opus. This is so stupid. This is so insanely cluster clunky that I just love it to bits. This is one of the coolest cut and paste films out there. It is unwatchable, ununderstandable, and this is what I love about it.
I don't get it.
No, you just see bits and scenes. First there
it's
is
complete
Pierre
randomness.
Kirby in the first movie, then there is the girl who does some laundry stuff and then kills someone, then there is this cult, then it's Pierre Kirby again, and then he starts following this cult, but then it's the girl again doing another random killing.
He
that is...
spent way more time on this movie than anyone normal should.
Yes, the
Watch it
AAV
once.
creative unit made a perfect job at coming up with the story for this film.
I don't know what else to say apart from I hope you're enjoying your Christmas, and yes, see you in 2 days
This is a perfect Christmas present.
for your in-laws. Take care. Take care, guys and girls. Gender neutral, take care. Just take care. Enough said. Enough said. On the 7th day of Christmas. I'm sorry, on the 14th day of Christmas. That's how bad it's gotten. And the 7th day of CRAPMAS.
Can't even remember days now. Were these movies so
He's wearing
bad?
shorts, by the way, in Christmas, and he made me watch that in German, so I understood nothing apart from actually seeing the pictures. But yes.
Oh yes, we're gonna get to this. But the movie is Hell of the Living Dead by Bruno Mattei, and this is another hilarious masterpiece of trash cinema that I had to make Knuckles watch. This is so entertaining.
A rat bites an experimental scientist who then turns into basically a zombie rat and a human who bites others and they bite others. And then there's a bunch of guards, tribe, Amazon tribe, blah 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 blah, literally blah blah blah. The only thing I found funny was one of the guards was sitting on top of the slide and the other guard pushed him and he got a bit shocked. And I had a chuckle about this. I was like, huh, this is quite funny.
No, you have to imagine what went in the heads of these people. This film is
No
still
idea
banned in Germany
It
for
should be
its
banned.
glorification of violence
And cannibalism.
And they had.
Ugh.
We'll get to this in a point. And they just filmed random behind-the-scenes encounters, like pushing themselves down the stairs, down the slide. But you know what? When you mentioned the rituals and the cannibalism, I have to tell you that these scenes were actually real. They were taken from a documentary.
Also,
and
the
this is
animal scenes, they have random like animal catching an animal. These are definitely shot from a Nat Geo or something documentary.
Just
and they've just
lowest budget stock footage. The thing
but
is,
they wouldn't be able to shot this.
The only drawback, whenever I rewatch this film, the only thing that
Why would you
always
rewatch it?
goes on my nerves is there is a real dead kid in this film, the body of the dead child is a
That's a bit
real
weird.
dead child. And this is a
It's a
sort
weird
of
movie.
exploitation that even I can't wrap my head around. But then, what you have in this film, you have a soundtrack by Goblin, Claudio Simonetti's great band, but they didn't have the budget to get them to do new music, so they just took music from their album Roller, which is also featured in George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. So you can hear the very famous cue from Dawn of the Dead in this film, while people, and I think this is a total coincidence, in a blue suit, these soldiers walk around. This is the same clothes that that they wear in George Romero's film. So this is a one-by-one rip-off copy of Dawn of the Dead, just with a very low budget, with a lot of lifted footage from other movies or other soundtracks, even from Joe D'Amato's Sado's, I forgot the English title for this, the Hell Gate thingy in the castle from 1979. Only know the German title, it's Stoß das Tor zur Hölle auf. But they even took music from this and scenes from there and just had one whole of cluster clunk of a movie with real dead children. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna end this on this. He knows way too much information about this, and he also said that he re-watched it. Again, this is not gonna go.
I've seen this movie for the
This
fifth
is not gonna
time
go
now.
into the mother-in-law category. This is not going to go into the university category. This is a special category. This is a category you watch maybe when you have an argument with your wife. Just play this music on. This music, yeah, just play it
The
on.
music is good. No, but
Just
this
play
is
it
one
on.
of the most
That's it.
violent films that we have in this segment, and I love it for its ultra gory violence. This is one of the coolest Italian films, but you have to skip forward through these real dead kid scenes. These are unwatchable. But the other part,
Awesome
I think
films.
actually Bruno Mattei is not such a bad director when it comes to crazy exploitation schlock, and this film goes to show that he can make a properly entertaining yet horrible film. I
Yes,
love it.
on that note,
I really,
on that
really
note.
love it.
Take care. We will see you in 2 days. On the 8th day of...
Could you even wait to
rubbishness,
let me sit
On
down?
the 16th day of Christmas, Porky made me watch Monsters. I don't know what else to say to this apart from...
This movie was never
painted
called Monsters.
on the eyes painted on the octopus is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You know when you go around to these countries and you get painted rocks, literally I bet you is somebody who painted a circle on a rock and just stuck it on like a rubber blob, and that was the monster. That was it. And then yeah, a walking octopus.
Before we continue, could you please do me a favor and read this title to our viewers?
Monster das Grauens greifen an.
That
Monsters.
was even good. Monster des Grauens greifen an, which basically
What does that
mean
mean? Monsters.
scary monsters attack. This
Yes,
is actually
this
it.
is-
Monsters of terror are attacking.
I didn't
but you
quite understand the point of this movie.
Yes, you might know this film under the title Your Monster from Space. You might know it as Space Amoeba, or if you're awesome in Japanese, under Gazora Ganime Kameba Kessen Nankai no Dai Kaiju,
So
which
this
is
is
the
how
original
bad this
title.
movie is. To use filler, we are now naming titles in different languages. We have 194 to go. Maybe we should go with this, because that will be a better...
Wait, I have the Burmese title written
No,
right
no,
now.
I was joking. Let's not, because this movie is completely pointless. There is absolutely no point to it, which is why this is going in the... Put this movie on in the background when you do want to do some university work. This is brilliant. There's no brain required on this. You just look at it. It's ridiculous. Just keep working. It will get you through it, because it's nearly end of term time. I understand your pain. I've got exams coming up. This is a perfect
You
recipe.
know that we're
for
releasing this in
exams.
December, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, but
There's no time in December.
what I have
but he
to
doesn't
say,
go to university even though he's a teacher.
well, I'm on the other side. What I have to add to this film was directed by the great Ishiro Honda, who you might know as the director of the 1954 cult classic Godzilla.
Yes.
He made the original Godzilla.
And then what happened in this one?
He was one of the most famous kaiju directors in Japan. Kaiju are just these sorts of monster movies. I like to call it the rubber Godzilla films. But there is one tragic story actually around this film, because Eiji Tsuburaya, the guy who developed the original Godzilla costume, died shortly before this film was made, and Ishiro Honda wanted to honor him in this production, also produced by Toho, the same company who made Godzilla, by just putting a title card, like, in memory of Eiji Tsuburaya, and they refused! Which is why the entire tension on the set was really not very good, and I think this was the last time... That was the last time that Ishiro Honda has worked for Toho and then went on to Tsuburaya Productions and made the Ultraman series, which is also released in beautiful steelbook releases, also has great rubber costumed monsters, actually. And I have to say, I love these films. I love the monsters. This octopus thing is amazing. This crab thing is amazing. The only thing that I hold to this movie is that it has some interesting human dilemma with the thing approach of, oh, he's being possessed by an alien force, but this drags on too much. I would have loved to see more footage of these monsters fighting, because this is entertaining as all hell.
If you want to see monsters fighting,
just watch our show.
Talk to your in-laws. And on that note...
You don't like Christmas very much, right?
Not anymore. On that note...
Am I helping with these films on your liking of Christmas?
I wish you the best of luck, a better Christmas than me, and... yeah, take care. Really take care. When you watch these movies, take care. On the 18th day of Christmas and the 9th day of CRAPMAS, I'm going to try to be more enthusiastic because it's ending. Pokey made me watch Agent 003 and a half. 003 and a half.
Yes, it's called For Your Height Only in the English-speaking territories, and it's a great James Bond parody with the Filipinian James Bond Weng Weng, who is mostly known for being only 2'9" tall. He's considered to be the shortest man to ever take the lead role in a movie, period.
I think this movie is phenomenal.
Yes!
Yes,
it is.
Enthusiasm is not there.
Yes.
But you don't understand. Really, you don't understand how great this movie is. Superpowers by this little guy. Unreal. He is exactly like James Bond. He will order a drink, try and chat up women. Unreal. It's like... But there's no embarrassment from the director of this movie
towards the actor.
Forget
they
the
play
actor.
it completely seriously, which is
This is it, and there's
funny.
If I was directing this, I would be embarrassed to direct this because it was just like... So the guy is short, we know this, yeah, we established this. So James Bond would come through the roof or the window flying gadgets. No, what he does is, a woman is holding up a man, a hostage, and he slides under her legs. So you're just like, right, they are but I don't think this was humorous. I think they genuinely were serious about this.
They were, but
they were serious about this.
And he even gets all these great James Bond gadgets and Q items.
The X-ray glasses are so cool. Cool.
What is your favorite scene from the entire film? I have to ask this because I have a very specific one.
I like the happiness on his face after he wears those X-ray glasses in the office and he sees the women, and he is so happy. It's just like. But then on that scene, his mullet is shown, and he has a great mullet. If you're gonna rock a mullet, you rock it like him, or you don't rock a mullet. That is a superb mullet, better than Ray Cyrus. Really, it's better than Ray. It's a brilliant mullet. You can't go wrong.
I think the best scene in the film is when he jumps out of the window.
Oh, the Mary Poppins! This is amazing. It is. I'm telling you now, watch this movie. This is a good
paraglider.
movie. He calls it trash. It's not trash. It is really a great, entertaining movie. I love it.
And I only put this in the CRAPMAS thing because it is considered a trash film, which I deem is not doing this film justice. I mean, in 1989, there was the first Manila International Film Festival, and they wanted to promote Filipino films to the international movie market, and they invited people like Priscilla Presley, Franco Nero, Brooke Shields, Jeremy Irons, and many, many famous people from all around the world, and this is the film that outsold the entire Filipino competition there in international sales, and it was big. It gave Ernesto de la Cruz, which is the real name of Wang Wang, a short-lived international stardom. But what I think, short-lived stardom, what I think is the worst part about this is this film is actually the second part of a trilogy. And the other two films were never released in Germany. This is bad. This is madness. I need to get my hands on them. And
we need to get your hands on
one
this.
thing
This is a great movie.
that I have to add is the German dub for this film. For everyone watching this, speaking German, it's called Schnodderdeutsch, which is a kind of strange way to synchronize movies in a very funny manner. So this becomes a comedy with a lot of comments.
I wouldn't like that, because this is not a comedy.
Jokes in this film.
This is a great movie. It's actually, I like it because, you know, the superhero spy guy is this handsome looking 6 foot completely ripped guy. But no, you don't have to be like this. It's quite cool. It's actually given an opportunity for people who are not physically looking the same. So people like you could play the lizard in Godzilla.
Yes,
really.
And you could be in a YouTube series.
You don't have to have any makeup on or anything. This is, yeah. Nevertheless, watch this movie. Really, I recommend it. I will give it a proper 4.5 star. I say this is better than Gremlins, better than Evil Dead, better than Mad Max. It's even better than some of the James Bond, and this is not a lie. This really, it's a great movie.
Speaking of James
Superb
Bond,
entertainment.
do you know that I was yesterday years old when I found out the German title for this film is Agent 003.5?
Because it's half of 007.
This is half of 007. It took me 10 years
genius.
after I saw this film for the first
that
time to figure this out. This is amazing. You must to see
it.
this
There's
film.
a lot
if
of
you like
classic
So
scenes
Bad
in
It's
there.
Good movies, or even
This is a
So
good
Good
movie.
It's Good
No,
movies.
this actually is a good movie.
It is not a good movie, but
No,
I
it is.
love it.
It is.
Really, really love it. This is great. Watch it.
Take care. On the 10th day of CRAPMAS and the 20th day of Christmas. It's nearly Christmas. That's the positive out of this channel, out of this video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Pokey made me watch.
This is not, you're not going to be done so quickly, because today we are going to watch a proper comedy. And you know, when it comes to bad films, bad comedies are the hardest to watch. So I made Bill watch Cheerleader Ninjas.
They are straight away going in at the internet. The internet is the root of all evils. And then you have some IT guys who are nerds at this time. And then one of them fancies the cheerleader. Then it goes into cheerleaders getting into a conspiracy, trying to save the internet, trying to save their pictures. And yeah, this is...
Hilarity ensues.
The fight scenes
are
crazy.
marvelous.
I think this is the worst bear I've ever seen in
all of the bears
history
we saw in this
cinematic
segment.
movies, because this bear, of course, the other two crap bears that we've seen this month, you can see it's a human, but this bear does not even have bare foot. Yeah, this is, you can see the human foot. And then there is a man in a chicken suit running around, and there is a man in a squirrel suit running around, and they're all fighting each other, and there's 4 ninjas, and then there's 4 cheerleaders. It is completely... It's just a very pathetic attempt at cinema. This is... I'm going to put it in the category of... Watch it while you're doing university work and you want to get motivated to actually do it. Because, yeah, this movie is just going to be white noise. The title should be White Noise. That's the end of that.
I have to say, I wanted to do this, to just put this on, and I have to put this movie in the category, what if Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer were actually funny? This is basically
such a specific category.
Slapstick, yes. This is a slapstick
no other movie
comedy,
goes in that
but
category.
this is a rapid-fire slapstick comedy where every
But it's
single...
not slapstick humor. This is horrendous. It's
every
not funny.
single look, every single line, every single reaction is so absurd in the actual sense that the scary movies try to get across and the Friedberg-Seltzer crap that they put up afterwards. But this is hilarious. I actually did not really think that I could like this. I mean, it's called Cheerleader Ninjas. I was pretty sure that I would like this, but I actually expected this to be a serious martial arts flick. But then when they come up with all these terrible, terrible puns every single second, I felt so at home. I felt understood by this film. To me, this is one of the funniest, genuinely funny movie-going experiences I had for quite some time. The guy who made this film, and who sadly hasn't made much else, is a genius. Is a genius because he crammed this script full of so many funny lines, so many funny characters, so much absurdity. This is seriously like 5 college friends are setting out to make a film. They don't really have a script to make a movie. They just have scenes and notes, and they just do shit. And this is insanely entertaining.
Fine, I'm gonna end this on one note. If somebody asks you what movies would you recommend, and you know what, you just want to have a laugh with them just to waste their 2 hours of their life, recommend this.
Get a few beers, watch this, and you will have a genuinely good time.
Take real care. Good day. On the 13th day of rubbishness now, we're going to evolve, and 23rd...
13th day?
13th day?
I think I fried his brain with all these films, so I'm gonna help you.
On the 11th day!
Because for the last time when we do the final video, I want you to properly sing. So the lyrics go like, on the 11th day of CRAPMAS, Porky gave to me, and then I reply, stop or my mom will shoot! Because of course I will. Can we do a month full of crap movies without the worst film Sylvester Stallone has ever been in? The worst film Universal has ever made?
I absolutely love it. I think it is a brilliant Christmas movie. And I'm not taking the mic.
Come again!
I'm quite serious. I would say it's better than watching Die Hard. Don't waste your time with all this macho nonsense. Put this on. This is cool. It's so absurd. It gets to the point where a cop is taking his mum on a ride along and his mum starts shooting the criminals. Unlicensed. The cop and his captain, who have a thing, start boozing up in the police station and then go on a chase. Lovely. But it is
Didn't
such
they dump
a
the head of
liar.
someone in the toilet?
Yes, he did. It was his senior who said, "You're a terrible cop," so he just picked him up, put him in the toilet,
And
flushed
then
his
you
head.
thought, oh yes, now you're a great cop
No,
because
that's
you
it.
just
Flushed the man in
assaulted
the
me.
toilet. But I tell you now, this is a great, great, light-hearted entertainment. Perfect for Christmas, perfect for December, because we're really, really nearing now Christmas Eve. This is a great movie. Watch it. I recommend it even more than the last one with the agent 003.5. This is superb.
The last
this
one
is
where the
really
cheerleading
good.
ninjas-
Really, really, really good. I cannot recommend it. 4.75 out of 5.
Full stop. I cannot recommend it. Full stop.
4.75 out of 5.
But
that is the highest
there
star
is
rating.
there is one thing that I need to
a great
explain to
movie.
you. Do you know why this movie was made? Do you know why Sylvester Stallone made this film?
And
And
it was his
this,
first movie, you said. No?
I think I really fried your brain. The first movie was Hercules in New York. This
no,
was
Hercules in New York is Arnie's.
Arnie's first
So
film.
I think
No,
you fried
this-
your brain
no,
there.
no,
His brain is fried. Ugh.
His brain. This movie was well into Sylvester Stallone's career.
I see.
This film was made at the height of the battle between Schwarzenegger and Stallone. And actually, the reason why Sylvester Stallone made this film is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because he started to spread a rumor that he read the script for Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, and he loves it, and he thinks this is going to be the next box office hit, and he spread the rumor. He had his agent spread the rumor, and so Sylvester Stallone came across this rumor and said, no, Arnie is not going to do this. Called his agent and said, get me to do this movie. And so he started making the film without even having read the script, and then calls it one of the worst film that he has ever done.
I think this is a great movie. Put it on. Definitely
Stallone
put it on. It's
only
such a
made
good
this.
movie.
Stallone only made this film because he thought Arnie was gonna do it, but Arnie just played a huge trick on him. I am pretty certain that Arnold is not gonna see this video, but if you do, I really love you, man, for everything you've done, especially for what you have done
I also
here.
love you for
This is-
providing me with a nice 8 p.m. entertainment, because this movie would not have existed and been the same without Sylvester.
Okay,
It is a great movie. 4.75 out of 5. I'm not taking
Yeah.
the mic. Really watch it. It is such a great movie. And put it on with your family. Not with the kids, because there's a woman
put it
shooting
on with
everybody.
some other.
old mama.
I put it on with your family,
Yeah,
not
right.
with mine, because these are people I actually like. But the thing is, for me, this is one of the biggest
don't like
atrocities that Hollywood has ever produced. I hate this film. It was a boring drag. Nothing made sense, but nothing was bad enough to even be fun in this badness. So this, for me, was a truly horrible film experience. One of the worst pieces of garbage I ever had to sit through. I hated this film and everything it stands for. This
All right,
was terrible.
We're going to end it with, he thinks it's bad. He thinks everything is bad. Watch it. It's great. Watch it with not your mother-in-law. It's not university material. It's not when you have an argument with your wife. This is actually a nice sit down with some eggnog. It's a great movie. Take care. See you
Fry
on
your brain
Christmas. Take
before
care.
you watch it.
Take care. On the 12th day of
CRAPMAS. Oh god, he can't even do it right.
Porky made me watch.
Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter! Because today is the birthday of Jesus, and how could we not celebrate this by watching a terrible film that pisses on his legacy? But seriously, this film is kind of funny. And I have to say, after I opened the Blu-ray case, a sheet of paper fell out, and I have to say I have a different channel here on YouTube. It's called Playzocker Reviews, and this Blu-ray was gifted to me by a member of my channel who watches my videos, and he sent me this Blu-ray along with this note, and it says that I have a challenge to read the title and all of the storyline of this film, but I could not laugh while doing it, and I think I failed.
Excellent. So
I think I completely failed.
This movie is a good movie. It's an entertaining movie. The title makes it like some kind of crazy, ghostly, gory movie. It's not. It's actually quite funny. There is nothing like a mutton chop that works, and that is my most memorable scene. When the guy comes from behind, the villain is there, bang, mutton chop, and he just suddenly falls. I'm like, this makes it a good movie. Otherwise, it was on like a 50-50 borderline. Is it good? Is it not good? The mutton chop made it great. It's, yeah. So, Jesus was a wrestler. I don't know what else to say.
I just have to quote Flick Attack. On the back of this German Blu-ray, it is the critics quote, "This film snaps your eyeballs and kicks their ass."
This is an excellent movie.
This is one of the greatest quotes I've ever seen.
This movie I would recommend you watch when you're hungover tomorrow. Because you watched the review now, you're going to watch it tomorrow.
Yes, you're going to watch this film.
Definitely. You must watch it when you're hungover.
I don't think that people are still believing that this movie exists. I think 90% of our audience, which is your mother, are now currently on the IMDb checking whether we just made this film up.
Plot twist, my mother can't use a computer, so she can't go on IMDb. And this is not the only... I know you get all of your information from this website, but there are more websites in the world for this. However, interesting to see that this movie is an excellent movie. I do recommend it when you're hungover. I don't recommend it when you're not
sober.
hungover.
No, definitely not sober.
This is not something to watch with the kids. It's a light-hearted movie. The title doesn't do justice. It's a light-hearted movie. And it's okay. It's acceptable to watch.
It's actually pretty gory at some point. I mean, for me, the hardest scene to watch was the one where Jesus started to sing, and they do this whole improv singing and dancing number on the street. This was Sunday school musical levels of cringe, but I loved actually the idea of how he starts to fight these vampires.
Yeah, he becomes a wrestler.
And how cheap these costumes look. But this is just something that I say with love that comes deep from my heart, because I love crap films. I love trash cinema, and this is something that is so over the top. Even the guy at the beginning with the long beard who starts introducing the story with the voice of one of the greatest presenters ever and introduces you to the world of, what is this? This is amazing. You have to watch this. And
Thank
for
you for
now,
your time. Have a very,
we
very good
are done.
Christmas.
These were the 12
the
days of
survived the year.
CRAPMAS. Please, you survived the year, but more importantly, you survived the year with us. Please tell us now in the comment section below what was your personal top and flop film that we have selected for the 12 days of CRAPMAS. And if you would like to make suggestions, please tell us in the comment section below which films you would like us to spotlight next year on this segment, because I will definitely bring this one back. You are not getting away this time. We're here for you. We're going to catch you, Knuckles. You're doomed. Doomed.
Kind regards.
Doomed.
Take care.